Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Nick, and I am the local South Florida Uber driver. I'm local just because you never really know where I'm gonna be in the next couple of days, months, years. But y'all know I primarily work the South Florida market. And in today's video, well, today, man, I want to come real and raw with you guys, as I always do. But real quick, I want to just kind of touch on this subject. I've been seeing it on my timeline, so that's what we're gonna do today. But real quick, man, you like that I'm a real driver. I'm really out here in these streets, and I'm really in a parking lot right now recording this video. Hit the like button for me, man. I definitely will appreciate your like. It does help my channel get out to more people. I appreciate it. And if you're new here, you're not subscribed, man, join the team. Join the team. I don't have a saying or anything yet, but join the team, man. Hit the subscribe button. Join the team. It helps my channel grow, and I appreciate it. And lastly, I am a certified life insurance agent. Everybody always asks, what do you do outside of Uber? Well, I'm a life insurance agent. And it's very real. It's very honest. I've had a lot of people that have passed away in my family, and the ones that have had life insurance, it's been a completely different story from the ones that didn't. So I decided that that's the market that I would get into. So look, you only start with like $50 a month. It takes a 5-minute call, whatever. Hit the link in the description. Yeah, hit the link in the description if you want to know more. Schedule a call. Let's talk. But yeah, now that the preliminaries are out, if you're still here, today I kind of wanted to talk about. I've been seeing this video a lot in my timeline. So first of all, I want to shout out. I know that these channels are bigger than mine, so I'm just a small channel, y'all. So I want to shout out DoorDash. That's where I originally seen the video out. And then of course Pedro, Mr. Bet on You. He actually recorded a video on it. And yeah, I've been kind of seeing it in my timeline. So I got to shout out the people that did it first, But yeah, I seen them make a video, and the whole video was just about why they quit, why they were quitting, why they quit their jobs. I'm sorry. So if you guys don't know, I am in the airport lot, and yeah, everybody keeps walking over here. As you can see. So forgive me if it looks like forgive me if it looks like I pause, or I'm kind of like losing track of what I'm thinking, because it's just people walking around me, man. But this is the life of an Uber driver, especially when you come to the airport lot. So I know that's off topic. Don't unsubscribe. I promise I'll get back on topic. But yeah, like I was saying, why I quit my 9-to-5 job, and now why I'm here. So I'm not gonna make it super long, but you guys know I've kind of told you my story. I started doing Uber, rideshare, DoorDash, deliveries. I started doing that in 2020. It's funny, I had to think about it when the pandemic hit. It was March of 2020. I started doing DoorDash, Uber. I started being a gig worker. And before that, I told you guys I was a server at a restaurant. Now, I've had a lot of positions over my lifespan. That's not the only position. I used to work at a bank. I've been in a call center multiple times. I've done collections. I've been all over. When you talk about a restaurant, I've been like multiple positions in a restaurant. I've been multiple positions in, if you talk about in a hotel. I've done temp jobs. I've done permanent jobs. And one thing that's consistent about me, I'm still on the younger side. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I am old as hell. If anybody feels this way as you grow older, it's like you start to feel it. I feel it. I don't want to be old. I want to go back to being, I want to be young again. But, you know, that's not how life works. But I want to go back there. But as I got, you know, one thing that's consistent about me is that I've always simply wanted to work as hard as I possibly could, because I understood that you gave me an opportunity to work for your company, whatever. So I'm going to try to make the best of that opportunity, because I don't want to let you down because you gave me that opportunity. So I worked at Walgreens, CVS, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, you name it, I probably worked there. But especially if it's in hospitality. But like, you know, so when I worked at Chick-fil-A, I was like, listen, I'm going to try to be the best employee that I could possibly be. And one thing that, you know, so that's been a consistent that I've always tried to give as 100% effort. And because I'm like that, another thing that has happened a lot is that these places, they usually, you know, when I work for a job, they usually, you know, at the time, they usually ask me to be a manager. Now, I've never wanted to be in management. I'm going to be honest with you. I've always shot that down. Also, you know, I still have that young man's mindset. I'm good. I ain't trying to manage nobody. I'm good by myself. I don't want those types of responsibilities. But, you know, it's just a common sense thing of, if you have a hard worker, if you have somebody that's committed to the company, they want that person to then be, you know, help train other people, be in a management position, and be responsible for other people, because obviously they know what they're doing. That's not always how it works, especially here in South Florida, but, you know, whatever. I'm giving you the nicest scenario, because, you know, if you don't speak Spanish, good luck. But, you know, so I've always been offered management positions. That's just what it is. I've always worked as hard as I could. And one of the biggest things when I worked was overtime. I could never get overtime. Okay, so the only place that I could really get overtime was when I worked at the warehouse, and I could finally get overtime, I got unlimited overtime, but it was different. It was different because it was just like, yo, I haven't gone home in like 3 days. Like, there gotta be some laws that we break in here. So it was a little different, but for the most part, overtime has always been super hard to get. Overtime has always been like an issue for me. So when I came over to the gig life side of things, I was like, oh shoot, I could finally work as hard as possible. Oh my gosh. And nobody can tell me, you know, obviously Uber has a 12-hour limit. But, you know what I'm saying? But DoorDash doesn't, you know, Spark doesn't, you know, the delivery apps don't. Amazon has an 8-hour limit if you get shifts to make you up to 8 hours. You know, but, you know, Lyft obviously is rideshare, so it's a 12-hour limit. But what obviously what I'm alluding to is, if you have multiple apps, you can go pretty much 24 hours every day if you want to. And like, being able to actually work as hard as I possibly could was like, I was like a kid in the candy store, because I could finally get and work hard enough to get to the bills that I had, to pay the things that I needed to pay. And it was just amazing. So for me, I quit my 9-to-5 job because I could never get paid enough, if that makes sense. Enough, like, you know, we all got bills and we all got real life situations that come up. And I know everybody's gonna say, well, you know, if you plan and you have you have a emergency savings and this, that, and a third, and that's good advice. I give it because it's a realistic thing. But what if you don't? So in those cases, I was one of those people, you know, that didn't. And so it was like, I could never work enough to be able to pay this bill, that bill, this bill, that bill. I felt like I was always just over broke. You know, like, I had enough money to pay my bills, but I never had enough money to do the things that I needed to do. So yeah, I mean, it was just tough. So why did I leave my 9-to-5 job? I know I kind of rambled. I kind of gave you some backstory. I left my 9-to-5 job because I couldn't work enough. I know that's a different take. I know. But that was the main reason, because I was just like, look, if I go do this gig work, I can make enough money to pay my bills. And it got to the point where I would make enough money every day and I would just tackle a bill. So, like I started looking at bills in terms of how long it would take to pay them. So what I mean is like, okay, let's say I had a $200 bill come up. Oh yeah, that's just a day. Oh yeah, that's just 2 days. I got my insurance payment. Let's say that was $400. Oh yeah, that's 2 days. Oh yeah, rent payment. Let's say it was, in the good old days. Let's say it was like $1,800. Yeah, I could do that. That's just a couple days. I'll knock that out by the end of the week. And like, it's a weird feeling to be able to do that. Like it's a weird feeling to say, oh, it's just like we all work based on time. Don't get it twisted. We all get paid an hour, you work an hourly salary, whatever, and you work 40 hours a week. That's time. But it was different when I started doing it for myself, because it's like, oh yeah, if I just work a day, I could pay that. Oh yeah, so if I work 2 days, I could pay that. So that's 3 days out of the month. Okay, if I work another couple days, I could pay that. That's 4 days out. That's 5 days out of the month. Oh shoot, I got the rest of my month to do whatever I want because I've already paid my bills. And that's so that's what I'm alluding to. So, so it's a weird feeling. Don't get me wrong, it's a weird feeling, but ultimately I quit my 9-to-5 job because hours was a hard thing to get. And when I got the gig work, I started realizing, man, I can control my own hours. I can work as much as I want. There's no limitations outside of, what I just said, 12 hours, whatever. There's no limitations. You can do whatever you want. So I was like, okay, I'm sold. And then I don't have to worry about my boss micromanaging me, because anytime you get in trouble, the first thing they do is, oh yeah, I'm gonna cut your hours. Oh yeah, that's coming out of your paycheck. Oh yeah, I don't gotta worry about that now. So that's why I quit my 9-to-5 job. It's hard for me to say that I could go back. I mean, there's more reasons, but I feel like this video is already getting too long. So yeah, man, I just wanted to post this video real quick, just to kind of, because it's a cool conversation to have. We all quit our jobs for different reasons, and we all end up where we ended up for different reasons. For me, it was just, I knew I could make more money if I didn't have those restrictions. Again, I'm still on the younger side. So as I get to the older side, as I start getting to where I feel like I am, I can't spend as much physical energy, and I have to revert and do different things. But as of right now,